Hey everyone, it's Victoria with Nutrition by Victoria. I have a master's of science degree in human nutrition, and I'm here to help you build a high functioning metabolism so that you can get and stay effortlessly slim, lean, fit, and healthy, all while eating unlimited calories from the right sources: fruits, vegetables, starches, legumes, sugar to taste, um, a high carb, low fat, plant-based dietary program, which is what Dr. John McDougall promoted and wrote about in his best-selling book, The Starch Solution, and followed himself. Dr. McDougall recently passed at the age of 77 on June 24th, 2024. I made a video sharing my thoughts about his passing. Rest in peace, Dr. McDougall. He was such a powerhouse of influence on, the world of nutrition and, weight loss and just eating healthy in general. He suffered a stroke at the age of 18, and because of that, completely switched his own diet and lifestyle around to being a health promoting one. He followed a high carb, low fat, starch-based diet for the majority of his life after that, and experienced pretty good health for that reason as well. So today I'm just going to be answering questions that were left on this video. Okay, let's get started. A few years ago, he suffered a leg fracture. They also lost their home to the California fires, and Mary had a shoulder surgery. So he had been through a lot in the past few years. I'm sure very stressful, which can also take a toll on health. Absolutely. Stress is, they say the #1 killer. Okay, he was and will continue to be an inspiration to so many. Appetite decreases in older people, which can lead to undereating. Yes, I remember when I was younger, my grandmother would drink Boost because she lost her appetite when she was battling cancer. Um, what I'll say about that, though, is that it's important that as you get older, you avoid undereating, which means as a female, you're eating over, 2,000 calories a day. As a man, 2,500 calories a day. You want to always be eating sufficient calories so that you protect your body from the breakdown that inevitably occurs due to, undereating. So, you want to protect your bones and your muscles from deterioration by consuming sufficient carbohydrate calories every day. And, according to my textbook here, Advanced Nutrition and Human Metabolism, they suggest the average, woman consumes 2,400 calories a day and the average man 3,000, just for some perspective. He was eating to gain weight. He said that eating nuts actually, which is higher in fat. So that will work as long as you're eating sufficient calories. So a lot of people eat more fats and are quite slim, and that's just because they're still not eating sufficient calories to actually promote weight gain. I'm not sure exactly what was going on with McDougall. So, saying that, it's a speculation, that he probably wasn't, eating sufficient calories just based on what it is that I see in my, practice. I'm sorry to hear that he may have died in part because he didn't eat enough calories. Dr. Peter Rogers speculated that he was killed by the dairy or meat industry, but Dr. Rogers is into wacky conspiracy theories. I'll just say that I don't want to speculate on his cause of death. In fact, he lived longer than the average male from his birth year. Furthermore, Dr. McDougall helped me immensely in my journey to becoming vegan, and my heart goes out to his wife, family, and close friends. Absolutely. McDougall played a major role in the promotion of a high carb, low fat diet, especially as we've been moving forward with the world of nutrition. Everything demonizes carbohydrates. He has been there the whole time, writing in his newsletters, his books, that carbohydrates are good. We need carbs, and this is why. And carbohydrates are necessary for you to be healthy. They help you lose weight. My only problem was, in his books, he would write to keep your fruit intake low. And I think that you should always eat a limited amount of fruit. I also don't think that McDougall was offed by the meat and dairy industry. From what I understand, he passed in his sleep. Very peaceful. Absolutely not Furman for the win. He is the worst. Yeah, Furman's real bad into calorie restriction. But he is a proponent of eating fruits and veg, but not fruits that are high in sugar. Okay. His problem was lack of exercise, mainly because of his stroke at 18. He had he had difficulty walking, especially as he aged, and he had some fractures between 2015 to 2017 from falling in a fire that nearly killed them. Between his 40s to his 60s, he had a very good BMI and was very active. He looked very good. With inactivity due to his fractures, specifically after COVID, he lost a lot of weight. He was never about eating less calories, especially for fit and active people. You could eat nuts, tofu, cookies, dried fruit, and processed carbs like bread and pasta. Yeah, dried fruit doesn't make anyone gain weight though. I lose weight. I'm my slimmest when I'm eating a lot of fruit and dried fruit and fruit juice. I just did a video talking about how dried fruit doesn't promote weight gain actually. Yeah, McDougall did look really good in his 40s and 60s. I agree with that. But in the last few years, I guess when COVID hit, his appearance took a turn for the worst. And, there's speculation as to why that happened as well. Thank God I can eat some fats. I look like a damn skeleton. Yes, please eat more fats if you are underweight. You could eat all the fat and protein that you want. If by the age you don't work out weightlifting, you're going to still lose muscle. Yeah, they say, you know, what is that saying? You move or you stop moving and you lose it. If you don't want to lose it, you got to keep moving. You got to keep, putting resistance against those muscles. But under eating will deteriorate your muscles also. The dog and baby are hilarious. Yes, they're always around. I hope they don't keep his cause of death a secret because many people follow his teachings and they deserve full transparency. Was it diet related or was it something else? We don't speculate here, just the truth. I guess we'll have to leave that one up to the autopsy report, right? He had a stroke at 18. That's true. McDougall had a huge influence on the plant-based nutrition community and just like nutrition as a whole. He was not afraid to get confrontational with people and tell them what was up. Tell them the truth, about carbohydrates and how humans are carnivores, where we run on carbohydrates for energy production. Carbs are beneficial for our body, and a high carb, low fat diet produces some incredible health results in a human being. Okay, it's an incredible testament to his diet that he got to live up to 77 after a stroke at 18. Absolutely. Yes, I agree, but we need to know, as so many people are probably going to the doctor and doing the diet instead. I have my thoughts on what happened, and people on Facebook and YouTube are not really talking about it due to the control. He looked bad for a few years, so they're not going to share. And I have a family business to continue. We have fans and followers. They're heartbroken and feel awful for the family. Poor Mary, they were so in love and together all the time. Yeah, I mean, but he did live a long life and he did die an old man. And you know, it's no doubt that his diet and lifestyle worked. But we are all exposed to things that are not good for our health all the time. So, we can only control what it is that we put into our bodies. Anything else, it's kind of like let fate decide how long our body's going to put up with, some of the things that we're exposed to. He lived a long and good life. When it's your time, it's your time. The air alone is killing us all. It is so dirty. Yeah, and that's what I was just saying. And it's not that the air is dirty, actually, it's toxic. People are just spraying toxic chemicals all over the place, and then, you got to deal with that. Would have been nice if you honored his massive impact on the high carb vegan community more. It's not your task to speculate about undereating being his cause of death. During Writer gave him a proper honor. The high carb community would hardly exist without his work. There would be no Freely during Writer, no Nutrition by Victoria, no Veg Source, no Chef AJ, no Planetful Kiki, no High Carb Hannah, etc. That's absolutely true, and I did honor McDougall. His impact on the vegan community, like, he stood out. Like, everybody referenced McDougall, and I found myself sourcing his newsletters often and his videos, and like, he was a man of research, but he was also like into some conventional medical practices as well that could potentially have been his downfall. On a low-fat diet, eating very little or no starches and calorie restriction are one and the same for most people. 1,000 calories of starches a day should be the minimum for most people on a high-carb, low-fat diet. Legumes are also starches. They're not a separate category except for soy, which has no carbs. Okay, so the calorie thing is coming up quite a bit. I didn't address it in the last question either, but here's the deal. If you undereat, there's going to be consequences. And the reason why I talked so much about the ill effects of undereating in my previous video about Dr. McDougall is that it's very common for people who follow a starch-based diet to undereat. And again, that's under 2,000 calories a day for women, under 2,500 calories a day for men. When you restrict fruit, it can be easy to undereat. So that's why I recommend eating both fruits and starches, unless you know how to get enough calories from either or. And then, if you don't want to eat so much fruit, okay. And if you don't want to eat starch, that's fine too. But, the most important thing is that you eat enough calories every day to prevent the effects of undereating. Rest in peace. So glad you shared your thoughts. Thank you. Do you think you've recently slimmed down even more because you kind of cut out, I don't know how to phrase it, your big starch meal at night, aka rice and potatoes? Mostly fruits and veggies you're consuming now. Yes. Yes, I've been eating exclusively fruits and vegetables for about a month now. I cut out my big starch meal because I was experiencing elevated blood sugar after my big starch meal at night. And yeah, I mean, potatoes and rice are great high carb, low fat foods, but for my body, I had to clean it up a little bit, and my body just does better on fruit. It improved my insulin sensitivity, and that's how I was able to lose so much weight too. I've lost about 20 pounds. Okay. I didn't know he passed away. All in all, 77 is still pretty young to die these days. I think most men die between the ages of 75 and 85 nowadays. I just don't think that the stroke helped, and other conventional medical practices that he potentially subscribed to. I'm still learning about high carb, low fat. Got a question. I heard sugar causes cancer and just wanted to know your view on it. Sugar does not cause cancer. Cancer development is multifactorial, and is going to be highly individualized as well. So I would need to know so many specifics about what's going on with a person dietary wise, like what they've been doing, what they've been eating over the past like 20 years, because John McDougall actually did a video about cancer and said that when your body first starts growing cancer, and by the time you find it, it's been about 15 years. So you got to figure all of the influence, dietary, environmental, on its growth, by the time it's found. That being said, insulin growth like factor 1 has been implicated in cancer cell and tumor development, and that is elevated by eating animal protein in particular. There are animal foods that are listed as group 1 carcinogens, which would be processed meat, and group 2 carcinogens, which would just be meat in general. So you'll want to avoid animal products first and foremost if you're concerned about cancer. And the reason sugar is implicated is due to insulin resistance being a um, causative factor in cancer development, but insulin resistance is generally due to consuming too much animal protein and fat. So again, when it comes to the diet, there's a lot that needs to be evaluated so that that is not contributing to cancer development, or if you already have it, eating in a way that helps to keep it contained or even reverse it. The Gerson therapy was able to do so, and that was a high carb, low fat, high nutrient diet. Lots of fruit and veg and potatoes, actually. I am sad to hear about John. I have listened to some of his stuff over the years. Seeds cause disease, and that is what every person on earth needs to understand. Fruits are great, and for now, our best source of calories. Fruits and fruit juices are great. Seeds should never be an option, especially if they're whole seeds. You have to consider too what else is seeds, which would be grains and legumes as well. And if you've read the Mucus Healing System, you'll see how Professor Arnold Ehret ties that all in with disease development, the consumption of seeds, whether they're high-fat seeds or high-carb seeds, and how they contribute. Now, it's important to take things based on, what you're currently eating, and if you want to continue moving in the direction of health and weight loss and disease prevention, you'll want to continue making a large portion of your diet fruits, vegetables, and starches like root vegetables and winter squashes, and getting away from the seeds. Okay, do you hear humming on your end when you talk? I think they're referring to the video. I think somebody was doing yard work or something was going on that day. I apologize. A lot of times I just film when I think I have a small window of opportunity. I don't really have like structured filming time these days. In fact, right now I'm nursing the baby, so that's usually happening a lot in the videos as well. He was an amazing man. Unfortunately, his diet advice was flawed and he suffered because of it. Too much starch with too few fruits and vegetables is not good. Yeah, fruits and vegetables are the disease preventers, so keep that in mind. They are beneficial in unlimited quantities. They're mucus-free foods, the fruits and the green leaf vegetables, the non-starchy vegetables. So not that starches are bad. Starches can be very healthy too, but if you're really going for like optimal health, moving into that like high raw fruit-based diet is where it's at. Okay. Are you kidding me? A minimum of 2,000 calories for a woman. There's no way at 5'2" I could eat 2,000 calories a day and maintain my weight of 111 pounds. Unless I spent the majority of my day in the gym. Generalizations like this are completely misguided and misguiding. You really need to up your game and be much more exacting and not make such erroneous statements such as this one. So I pull my calorie recommendations from my Advanced Nutrition and Human Metabolism book. And like I said, the average calorie intake for a woman is about 2,400 a day. An average for men is 3,000, and that is so that you can meet energy and nutrient requirements. If you're small females, your calorie intake is going to come in around 2,000. And actually, Fruity Amy commented here that she is 5'2", approximately the same weight, and eats between 2,000 to 2,500 calories a day. So there you go. I generally say eat for your appetite, but don't undereat, you know? So if your natural appetite is coming in below 2,000 calories a day and you're a woman, you're going to need to work with me to see how we can make it so that you're eating sufficient calories and still getting the results that you want. Somebody also mentions here that it takes being starch adapted, and that takes a lot of time. So what they're referring to here is that when you're carbohydrate adapted, so we're talking about having a healthy metabolism, it becomes easier to eat sufficient calories and not gain weight, right? So initially, I gained a whole bunch of weight eating fruits and vegetables, but sufficient calories when I came to this lifestyle. And I had to just consistently eat sufficient calories from carbohydrates every day in order to fix my metabolism. So then eventually I could, obtain and maintain a healthy BMI and a slim aesthetic, all while being super healthy because I trained my body to be able to eat sufficient carbohydrate calories and therefore get in enough nutrients as well so that I could be healthy. I write all about this in my coaching program that's currently on sale for $50 off. It's the biggest sale I've ever done on my coaching program, and it talks in depth about how to build a high functioning metabolism, how the human metabolism works, all the nitty gritty science is in there in a very easy to understand format. And I help you troubleshoot your own diet and lifestyle there so that you can get the results that you want, all while eating, again, unlimited carbohydrate calories. So take advantage of that offer. Link is in the description box of this video. The sale runs until July 4th on my coaching program. Again, that's $50 off. So take advantage while you can, while it's there. Okay. Vaxxed, anybody know? I believe he was, and that he had 3 of the recent ones. If you know, you know. Done in by eating potatoes, not enough protein. The only way that eating potatoes will not supply enough protein, again, is if you're under eating. So hence the importance of eating enough calories from carbohydrates. When you eat enough calories from carbohydrates, when you eat enough calories from fruits, vegetables, and starches every day, you easily meet your protein requirements. I don't understand why vegans hate everyone that isn't vegan. I don't hate y'all, but we'll never get to understand the choices about your lifestyle because you're all, for the most part, so angry. Much love from Atlanta. Okay, vegans make up such a little percentage of the population, and I think if vegans are angry, it's because we see how everyone else is just destroying their health and the planet and harming the animals with their choices, and we just want everyone to be healthy and take care of the planet and leave the animals alone. Okay. That is so not true. Who hates? I see videos about Victoria by meat eaters and followers who make cruel marks all the time. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Like, I think people, when it comes to vegans, they can't handle us, so they have to try to tear us down, and make it out like something is wrong with us when the biggest problem that I see amongst the vegan community is people undereat. And then they make vegans look bad because they're like, it's because of their vegan diet. No, it's because they were under eating. A lot of people with eating disorders get attracted to a vegan diet, and that doesn't mean that they don't still have an eating disorder. You can definitely heal an eating disorder and recover from it, but you don't want to just, come to a vegan diet, undereat, and then blame veganism for, your issue with undereating. Okay. I think that's it for this video. Yeah, leave any more comments and questions down below. Take advantage of my coaching program discount if that interests you. And again, rest in peace, Dr. McDougall. He did so much for the vegan community, and it's been an honor talking about his life and his influence and all that, and just reflecting on how much he did for the community, and sharing my 2 cents on just how someone can troubleshoot from his teachings and get, the health and weight loss that they desire. Okay, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.